they put a huge bit of lore for their own Guardian in the comments underneath, and it's like a romance story. Oh, it's fucking cheesy as fuck. It's really fun.
Oh no, it's Disney fan fiction?
Do you want to read it?
Yes.
It's very long.
Is it on the hut?
There is something about Twilight that just overwhelms my senses.
I love it already.
Kiara turned to her companion as they watched dusk fall over the last city from the top of the walls, having just returned from a nightfall mission. For a minute, Vreeland kept silent before he continued. When I look at your eyes at sunset, the world just fades away. By now, Vreeland had shifted his gaze to his companion and had reached his hand out to hold hers. Eyes brimming with warmth no fonts of light could bring, he found the breath and strength to say what had been weighing heavily both in his mind and heart for the past few months. I love you. The words left Vreeland's mouth and landed upon her ears like sweet balm, sending a spike of something sharp and electric through her body, and at the same time gently pushing against a wall long erected. Vreeland blinked and pursed his lips. His eyes, though long hardened by centuries of war, flicked with a small stab of hurt. Does that frighten you? Yes. Kiara's breath hitched in her throat for a moment as she maintained his gaze, his eyes remaining tender as his strong hands gently held hers.
Ooh, tender.
But that's okay. Kiara closed her eyes and took a deep breath. When they opened, orbs of starlight locked with tender hazel ones, and the warlock felt like losing her ability to breathe as the wellspring of the Titan's heart poured through those portals to his soul. With another small intake of air, one final push from inside collapsed the barriers around her heart. Because I think I love you too. A complete and utter silence occupied the moments that followed. How could the Titan not hold her in his arms and kiss her senseless, having heard what he had said returned to him just as sincerely? Somewhere in between these kisses and his mind racing to recount the last couple of minutes, a laugh swelled in the man's chest and forced him to break away, just a bit, their foreheads still pressed together. Kiara, letting out a few heavy sighs and frowning slightly, asked, "What is it?" "You think?" Kiara stared up at him for a few seconds before groaning and face-planting into his chest, her hands still clutching his. "Rhys, we were having a moment." That just made the Titan laugh harder, all the while letting go of her hands and wrapping an arm around her in a half-embrace. "I'm so sorry." "Oh, oh," he managed between his cackles. "Oh, you ruined it." Vreeland's laughter slowed to mere giggles, a loving smile written over his face as he gently tipped her head with one hand to meet his gaze. "Did I?" Kiara let out another groan. "Oh, stop doing that." The corner of his lips curled further upwards. "Doing what?" That adoring gaze makes me not be mad at you." Vreeland chuckled. "Ha ha! Now why would I ever get rid of such an effective way of defending myself?" She pouted and gave him a deadpan look. He grinned and pulled her close again, placing a gentle kiss on her pouting lips. Gosh, she likes pouting. And almost immediately deflating her like a balloon. Drawing back just enough to glimpse her eyes again, Vreeland saw that Kiara was at the most beautiful he had ever seen her. "I love you, Kia," he said softly, voice filled with every emotion he could pour into his words. She smiled widely, forehead pressed against his, and breathed her answer into his lips. "I love you too, Rhys." Wow, what a Grimoire card.
I'm downvoting that and I'm making 300 more accounts downvote that.